Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm excited. This is my first camping adventure of 2022. We're in March here in the Adirondacks. We still have snow on the ground and it's supposed to get a little chilly tonight. So I'm truck camping and I brought some ways where I think I can beat the cold to stay warm. We'll see. Follow along. Alright, well, my first adventure out, I got the truck pretty much set up and walking around my site here, and boy, this gets really disheartening right there, you know, mask on the ground. I don't get it, but anyways, it is currently about 43 degrees, and as you can see, we've still got some snow, and we've lost a lot of it over the last week. We've had 3 consecutive days of 55, 58, and 65 degrees, and then it kind of went back to seasonal temperatures, which are at night we're hitting 18, 20 degrees, and during the day it's between 38 and 45. So right now, like I said, it's about 43 up here. I'm at my favorite site here at Horseshoe, and I'm the only one here, I can tell you that. The gates are closed. If you follow the road down, the gates are closed because this road here does get plowed in the wintertime, only to the gates, or not even to the gates. There's probably 200, 300 yards from where they turn around, the snowplows turn around, to the gates. But I drove back to the gates. They're down. The gates to Hitchens Pond and the Bog River, and the gates to the other side of Horseshoe Lake are down because those turn into snowmobile trails in the wintertime. And I knew things up here were starting to thaw out because on Facebook I follow some snowmobile groups, and when they start closing trails, you know that the spring is in the air. So, but we still have quite a bit of snow here, and that's all right. Like I said, it's about 43 degrees, and I'm going to be doing some camp cooking tonight. Some new stuff that I got from my friend at the Shelf to Table, and freeze-dried foods. They're good food. Anyways, I'm going to finish setting up my site, and I'm going to tell you my ideas tonight to keep warm. It is supposed to be 18 to 20 tonight, so hopefully these ideas work. Alright folks, it's starting to get into the evening and the temperature's starting to drop down. It's not overly bad yet. I'm still in a sweatshirt, but yeah, tonight is supposed to be 20 or so, if the weatherman's got it right. And I believe it will be, at least that up here. Anyways, I came up here with 3 ideas in my head of how to keep warm in the back of the truck. Now, if you remember, a year and a half ago, I think I did a video. I was at Axton Landing. I put my buddy heater in the back of the truck. I'm going to call it a failure. I put my buddy heater up on this stand right here, and it would get so hot so quick in there, and then I would shut it off, and it would get cold so quick in there, and it just was not very good. Also with the buddy heater, since it's a gas burning appliance, you need a little bit of ventilation. That kind of defeated the purpose. And adding the fact that I have no insulation in the back of the truck, that is really a problem. But this time I've came up with 3 ideas. One is going to be a power hungry device, so I'm going to go over the first 2. I got a 12 volt heating pad that will fit, that I'll lay on my cot. It has 3 settings. low, medium, and high. On low, it's about 35 watts it uses. On medium, it's about 54, and on high, it's about 74 watts. So I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to overpower my jackery. This is a 500 watt jackery, and I can probably get about 6 hours out of that heating pad plugged into this jackery, and that's on the 12 volt side. The other one is an electric blanket, which I have up here too. I have that plugged into my jackery here, and I probably should have done a little bit more experimentation with it, because the blanket set on a low setting uses between 50 and 100 watts. It's going to eat this up in about 4 hours, 4.5 hours. So I do have my comforter with me. I have been in back of the truck when it's been down to about 25 degrees. I anticipate tonight will be the coldest night I will be in the back of the truck, but we'll see how it goes. The third item I have a heater in here. It's an electric heater. If you can see the electric, I have a cord right here. My Champion is at the front of my truck. Worst case scenario is I can start that Champion, start that heater in the back of the truck, or plug the electric blanket in. I know that's cheating, but I had the generator, might as well use it. So we're going to try that tonight and see how it goes. But first, we're going to do a little bit of cooking. So the nice thing about spring, it is about 6:30. I'm going to start getting my stove warmed up to boil some water, but the days are getting longer. The sun's still up. And the other nice thing about camping this time of year, I should say there's two nice things. One, no bugs. There's no bugs out at all. And two, there's no people. I think this is the longest I've ever been on this site. I got here earlier today, and got set up right here, and nobody's gone by. It has been all quiet up here. Last time I was up here, it was that video I just put out a little while ago, fight night, and the fight was right over there. But during the summertime, you know, I had a question on the road here going by the site. So in the summertime, about every 20-25 minutes there's a vehicle going by. So if you go down the road this way, it takes you to a hand launch area on the Bog River that takes you up onto Hitchens Pond, and if you go around the Lowe's Upper Dam, it takes you into Lowe's Lake. There's probably 45-50 sites or more on Lowe's Lake up there. Past this point right here on this road, if you follow this road down through, I think there's another 8 sites. Yeah, 9 sites past here that are right off the road. Now this pavement, you can see this is the old State Route 421, and this pavement ends down where the gates are right now. The gates are closed, turns into a dirt road that takes you back to where the old Horseshoe, Village of Horseshoe used to be, and then past there over the rat tracks takes you way back in. I've traveled about 9 miles back in there. The Sabbats Boy Scout camp is down this way, so you get a lot of traffic on this road in the summertime. And so far today, nothing, and no bugs. And the days are getting longer, but it gets chilly too. It's probably dropped can't see my breath yet, so it's probably still about 40 degrees or so, 41 degrees. But I think we're gonna get the stove fired up and get some dinner cooking. So tonight's dinner, I'm having some ham steaks and some peas as a vegetable. And these are from my friend Kathy at Shelf to Table. Kathy was nice enough to send some of these to me to try out. I placed an order with her, and she threw in I think maybe the peas, but I'm gonna try them and see how they go. So far, everything I've had from Shelf to Table has been excellent. I mean, I highly recommend it. And matter of fact, if you go to shelftotable.com and place an order, you can use my code ADK10 to get 10% off. Whether you are a camping, a hiker, a paddler, or just want some shelf food available in your house in case of an emergency, give Kathy a whirl at Shelf to Table. She is a small business but does a fabulous job, really customer oriented. So we're gonna get these going, and it's getting dark quickly. Now that I got the water warmed up, we're gonna start with the peas. We'll see how this one here. Now you want to make sure you take out the oxidizer that is in there before you do this. I have to push this stuff down in there because it wants to float to the top. Alright, let's try that. And push it back down some. I'm going to hopefully seal it up here. Peas all on the float to the top. Alright, so that one there is filled up. Now these are ham steaks. Look at that in there. Ham steaks. This one here is going to be interesting. I was really curious when I got this one, so I'm going to get some. Oh, I can smell it now. This smells. I don't know what I was expecting, but we're going to put that. Hopefully that doesn't leak right there. That does not. So we're going to set that here for at least 15 minutes. Alright, dinner time. Let's see how this stuff came out. I just put some on the plate here, and I don't think you guys are going to believe how this looks. Look at that. This is freeze-dried food from Shelf to Table, peas and ham. Absolutely awesome. Kathy, you hit it out of the park again. This is freaking awesome. It really is. Let's try the peas. Jeez. This is awesome. I mean, look at that right there. What a dinner that came in just a couple bags like this. Unbelievable how good this is. Really good. So, Shelf to Table. Again, you should try it. If you camp, hike, paddle, or just want something in your house in case of emergency, Shelf to Table. Use my code ADK10 for 10% off. Alright folks, well, dinner is in the books. Got my twisted tea out for my fire. It is right now 38 degrees. So, still light out, the sun is down. I think it's right around 7:30. So I'm hoping to sit out here by the fire for a little bit. I got my jacket and everything tucked away in the truck just in case I need it. But so far, hasn't been too bad. But I'm gonna sit out here by the fire. I'll give you updates on how things went in the morning. Unless something comes up overnight, I'll let you in on it then. Alright, good morning folks. Made it through the night. It's a nice morning here in the Adirondacks. Still a little chilly. It's about 40 degrees. A little breezy, but that's okay. Packing up my truck and getting ready to head out here shortly. But how'd the night go? Well, I'll fill you in on what worked for heat and what didn't really work for heat. So, first of all, I tried the little electric heater to heat the back of the truck. That was plugged into the generator because it takes so much power. With it plugged into the generator I had towards the front of the truck over on this side, and it ran the generator right up. And so the generator was loud. And I didn't particularly care for that because it was loud in there. I could hear the generator quite well, and if there was other campsites close by, they wouldn't really like a generator running like that. But did it work? I let it run for about 20 minutes in the about 20 minutes, and it took the temperature. It was about 4 degrees, 5 degrees, raised the temperature in that time. If I would have left it going all night long, would it have been better? Probably, but it takes so much power that the generator was just loud, and I didn't care for it. Number 2 was the electric blanket. The electric blanket, I flipped that on, plugged that actually into the generator, and this doesn't take as much power as that, so the generator on eco mode would rev right down. It'd be quiet, and that wasn't too bad. You could barely hear the generator towards the front of the truck, and on the medium setting on the blanket, I was comfortable. It worked well. So that is a real option there for me to take the generator. The generator will have to run all night long, and I think this Champion on eco mode at quarter load, which what this would be, will run for 12 hours. I don't plan on being in the back of the truck for 12 hours. But the one that surprised me the best was this heating pad. This heating pad you put on the cot and then you lay on top of it. And I had that plugged into my Jackery. It runs off the 12-volt plug on my Jackery. And my Jackery has 68% remaining. This wasn't full. It was about 96% when I plugged it in last night. So it worked really, really well. It heated well. I put this on low setting, and it heated quite well. Would only use 32 watts on the Jackery, but the only thing, this has a timer on it. Shuts, and you can set it for 30, 60, or 90 minutes. I set it for 90 minutes, and after 90 minutes it would go off, and it would start to get chilly, and it would wake you up. I'd turn it back on, start to warm up again. This worked really, really well plugged into the Jackery, and I just wish it wouldn't shut off every 90 minutes. But I don't know if I can find one that doesn't shut off. These are designed to work in a car and plug into your cigarette lighter, and that's why they have shut off, because they don't want to deplete your car's battery all the way down. I'll have to see if I can find one that does not shut off, because this worked really, really well. That would keep me warm by itself, and all I would need is the Jackery instead of taking an electric blanket and a generator. But the night, other than that, I did have a visitor last night, about 4:30 in the morning. Wasn't the 4-legged kind, it was the 2-legged kind. Somebody pulled up right out here in front of the site with a car and blasted the music, and then took off down the road. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. And I was just saying last night on the camera that what was nice about being up here this time of year is that there's no bugs and no people. Yeah, they show up at 4:30 in the morning. But yeah, well, there's one in every group. So, but anyways, I'm gonna pack up my truck here and head out, look for my next stop. Alright folks, you watched all the way through. Thanks for that. If you liked the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, click the subscribe button down below. Continue to follow the adventure. And remember, folks, tomorrow is no guarantee for any one of us. So disconnect from that Wi-Fi, connect to this out here. You won't be disappointed.